Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to part 2 of this week in my life. The first half of this vlog went live last week, so if you haven't seen that already, I definitely suggest you go back and watch that one first. So we're just continuing on, taking you around with us through the week, seeing what we get up to. If you are new here, hi, I'm Chrissy. I'm a mum of 3. 2 of my 3 children have additional needs. My eldest son Zachary has autism, and my daughter Avery here has cerebral palsy. I'd love it if you would hit the subscribe button and follow us along on this journey, creating an amazing life while adapting to additional and complex medical needs. Today is Tuesday. We have not long got home from the school run. I have a phone call appointment with Avery's dietitian in about an hour, so I just wanted to take a bit of time to do a few exercises with Avery, a little bit of tummy time, see what she's got the strength for. We're still trying like a few times a week, but every time I think I kind of give up after 2 spoonfuls because she's just not happy with it. Yeah, I'm trying to sort of do enough so that her muscles are still kind of doing the work. 135 4 times a day. I'm gonna set up Avery's feed a bit early today because we're popping out this afternoon and I want to make sure she's got a chance to have a good nap. The dietitian phone call went well. It was just a check-in really, just making sure all of her fluid and calorie intakes were being met. The next appointment should be after when we've started to trial blended diet, so I'm quite looking forward to that one. There it is. There it is. Are you hungry? Are you going to have a sleepy after this? So while she's being fed, I would really like to crack on with prepping dinner tonight and just try and make my life a bit easier this evening. We are going to Stay and Play this afternoon. Stay and Play is a group that was set up for families with children with additional needs, and honestly it's been absolute godsend. It's at a local children's centre, so I can get Avery out of the house and she can play with different things and see different people and just be in a different environment, and so can I. And there's just the added bonus of other families and mums that just have some kind of idea of what you're going through, so you can have a chat and not feel as though you're talking like you live in a different planet. You can empathise, obviously. I mean, before Avery was born, I'd heard of children who, you know, had had problems through birth and had ended up with brain injuries, and you know, it's sad to hear about, but obviously I didn't really have a clue. I had absolutely no idea how that must have felt. It honestly is just such a breath of fresh air to have people around you that you know have been through something similar to what you have, and you don't have to bite your tongue and worry that you're going to scare the living wits out of someone that is thinking about having children. Finding the people that I've found and finding these groups have really made the world of difference. If you're on a similar journey to me, or you've been through something similar and you're in those early days, I 100% recommend to find what support groups and networks are local to you, because I really wish I had done my research sooner, but I was so in my head. I didn't want to talk to anyone. No one could have gone through what I've gone through. It's so painful. No one could be in this much pain, but honestly there are people just like you. No 2 children are the same, no 2 families are the same, but additional needs and special needs and complex medical needs are so much more common than I ever thought they were. Also, Stay and Play is actually the first journey that I went on, just me and Avery in the car, and that in itself was a massive milestone, because we can't really travel with Avery alone. She gets too worked up. We worry that she's going to end up choking on her reflux or having a seizure. But I thought to myself, we can't live like this forever. We've got to figure out something else. So Stay and Play is only a 5-minute drive away from where we live. So I put Frozen on in the car for Avery. She's got a new car seat, which she seems happier in because it actually fits her properly. And I put a rearview mirror facing her so that I could see her. And I just did it. And do you know what? She whinged a little bit bit, but not enough to where if I was in another room at home, I would panic and run to her because I thought there was something really wrong. She actually did okay. That was a huge stepping stone for me, and it just felt like I'd clawed a tiny little bit of my independence back, because I didn't feel like I had much independence. I felt like I needed a chaperone just to take my daughter to a hospital appointment, and you know, I still do. There's no way I could travel 30 minutes down the road with her in the car on her own. She would get too worked up and she needs someone in the back with her, but that 5 minutes just meant absolutely everything to me, and it's given me this once a week where I can get out of the house without needing someone else with me. Me and Avery can go out on our own, and it just feels so nice. We made it. Frozen saves the day again. We just got home. Avery did really well on the way there. Not so much on the way back, which is why I'm really glad it's only a really short journey. The heavens have decided to open and it's absolutely pouring it down outside, and we've got to go pick the boys up from school in a minute. I could drive, but I won't, purely because, especially on days like today when the weather is bad, it's absolute chaos up there, and to be honest, I'm not the most confident parker as it is, so I'd rather just get drenched. Avery will be fine, she'll be in the pushchair with the rain cover. It was really nice to be able to get out of the house for an hour or so, especially when it's serving a purpose for Avery. I mean, they've got so many different like toys and kind of sensory bits in there that she just has a great time. Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday and I'm about to give Avery some food. She seems to have developed a bit of a food aversion recently. I hate the way I say aversion. It makes me feel like I'm the crab out of Moana. Anyway, the food I normally give her is quite nutrient dense. I try to make it quite high in calories because I know she's not going to be eating a lot of it. So to be honest, most of the time it always tastes like some kind of variation of a banana smoothie. So today I'm going to try something a little bit different. We are going to try custard. I've given her tiny tastes of custard before when she was sat on my lap and she seemed to really like it, but I couldn't give her too much at the time because she wasn't in her supportive seating. So I'm going to give this a go and see if it works any better. I'm using Avery's special tomato seed, and to be honest, her OT would probably scream at me for using it this way, but we got to do what we got to do. To be honest, I'm using it this way purely for convenience, and I'm using the seat for convenience too. Ideally, I would like to be feeding her in her ex-panda, but I'm still waiting for her to get a little bit more used to that. Are you ready to try some custard? What's this? This consistency is a little bit thinner than what she's used to, so I'm gonna just do tiny spoonfuls. It's okay. This response is fairly normal for Avery. I think it's just because of the sensation. Ooh. What's that? Ooh, yum. Yum. Mm. Oh. Okay. Okay. I think we're done. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I think we're finished. Good try. She managed about 3 or 4 small spoonfuls, which at the moment seems to be the way it's going. Once she got over the sort of initial kind of shock of the feeling of the spoon and the food being near her mouth, she seemed to enjoy the flavour, but to be honest, I think the consistency was a little bit too thin and it was quite hard for her to cope with. So I'm going to try again tomorrow, but I think tomorrow I'm going to mix the custard with a bit of baby porridge just to thicken it up a little bit and see if she copes a little bit better with that. I think that has tired her out quite a bit, and considering how well she slept the other day when I put her down in the morning, she actually slept for 3 hours, which isn't like her at all. But I'm gonna see if she'll go down for an earlier nap today and just see if the mornings are a better time for her to have her nap, if she'll sleep a bit longer that way. Are you ready for a sleepy? Are you gonna go to sleep? Are you gonna have a nap? I've just finished sorting through all of my paperwork, which was one of my jobs for the week. And just for reference, this is Zach's medical folder and this is Avery's medical folder. Avery and I are actually going out to lunch with my mum this afternoon, which is why there is a slight improvement in my appearance today. She might actually end up needing one of her medicines while we're out, so I'm going to pack up her baby bag ready now. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. She's actually due a feed before we go. I'm gonna get Avery fed now and then we'll be on our way. And then I've got to come back and then the boys have a dentist appointment this afternoon. Fun, fun. Just made it to the dentist. Lunch was lovely. How are you feeling about the dentist?
Great! Yeah.
Zach, how are you feeling about the dentist?
A little bit frustrated.
Frustrated. You'll be fine. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Back in the car!
Finished with the dentist and no new cavities. Yay!
I was very scared. Bye!
Morning, guys. It's 5:30 in the morning. Avery woke up early this morning. I don't know why, but she seems to be suffering with reflux quite badly today. So I don't know if that's what woke her up. Got nothing planned for today really, so plan for the day is to try and catch up on a bit of my to-do list for the week. Just gonna sit here for a minute or two before I start doing stuff for the day and wake up a bit. Don't think there is any chance in this one going back to sleep, so I guess we're up early today. Why are you awake so early, little monkey? She was actually really difficult to get to sleep last night as well. She seemed as though she was in some sort of pain, so my guess is reflux or tummy ache or wind maybe. She woke up crying as well, which isn't really typical for her. She normally sort of wakes up and looks around for about 5-10 minutes. Yeah, she just woke up crying this morning and I don't know why. Anyway, I will check back in with you guys when I'm a bit more awake. She seems to be struggling a little bit this morning, so I'm gonna try and vent her stomach, see if that helps her out. It's got empty tube, empty syringe. I'm just gonna attach it as is and see what air comes out. Oh, okay, so a bit of air's already come out. I'm just going to leave that there and see if any more wants to come out. First job of the day is to sort this lot out. This is getting ridiculous. That's much better. Now to find a place to store all the winter coats. I've just put Avery down for a much needed nap. It's only actually 9:30 now, so she doesn't normally sleep this early, but since she got up so early, she really needs it. Trying to be quiet because she's actually in the next room, but she's got her sound box on, so hopefully she shouldn't hear me. I'll link the sound box we use down below. It's brilliant. We've used it almost her entire life, and honestly, I don't know what we'd do without it now. I had never even heard of white noise being a thing until I was pregnant with Avery, but honestly, I can barely sleep if I don't hear it now. Anyway, I'm gonna crack on with my to-do list for the week. I managed to get the coats sorted pretty early this morning, which I'm happy with because I've been putting that off a week, so now that's done. And then the next job is to tackle the drawers, which is another thing that I've been putting off for about 2 months. These are the drawers in question, and that is my hair. Does anyone else have this problem? Hair just falls out and it gets everywhere. Anyway, so these drawers are literally just filled with junk basically. Some of that I need, some of it I don't need, but it really doesn't need to be taking up this much space, and I could do with a bit more drawer space at the moment. So I'm going to crack on with this. Hopefully Avery sleeps for a decent amount of time so I can actually get a good chunk of it done. This really is the most random selection of crap. Like, what do I even use all this for? I know I don't need half of this stuff. These are actually my maternity notes, or what's left of them from when I was pregnant with Avery. I'm not gonna lie, I think I've got a bit of an unhealthy attachment with them, just because I suppose in my mind they kind of signify that little bit of time we had after Avery was born before she went into her cardiac arrest. I should probably put them away, to be honest. That is not okay. How much do I shed? That's gross. I need to sort through all this junk now. Wish me luck. It's fairly later in the day now. It's actually 7:30, so almost time for Avery's last feed and bedtime. I finished my drawers. It took me a long time. It took me a good few hours. Luckily, my husband is actually off work for a few days, so he's been able to help out with Avery so I can get a few more bits done. While I was sorting through the drawers, I came across these, which are little wisdom cards. When Avery first went into ICU shortly after a cardiac arrest, Mother's Day happened to be the following Sunday, so it was really quite soon after, and the hospital that she was in was actually a good few hours away from home, and my mum was back home looking after my boys, and she brought them up to Bristol for Mother's Day, which was just the best Mother's Day present ever, considering everything that was going on. And my friend had actually helped her pick out a few bits for me just to give to me as a gift, and this was among all of the stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I looked at them, I took a few cards out of the box and had a read, and then I chucked them to one side because at that point the words just didn't help me. I didn't feel like they applied to me. I didn't feel like I felt like that. I didn't think they meant anything, so I just tossed them aside. Obviously I was so grateful, and it just meant so much that they'd gone to the effort to try and make Mother's Day a little bit less crappy. But at that time, positive affirmations and words of wisdom, it just didn't mean anything to me. And I stumbled across them as I was going through my drawers, and I read a few of them, and reading them now, there's just so many that I just feel like apply to life as it is now. Like, I'll read you a couple of them. So this one says, so often we want to make something bigger, better, more special or more successful, and forget we can enjoy it exactly as it is. Your life will be perfect the moment you accept it as it is. Our lives are not full of problems, they are full of learning opportunities. Excuse that noise in the background, the boys are in their bedroom playing before bed. Food, water, shelter, family, friends, bus fare. Luckily for us, very little is needed to make a happy life. And when you get attached to the result, you miss out on all the magic. And there's just so many more that are like that, and I just feel as though I can really relate to them now, and they actually make me feel really positive. And it just goes to show how much I have grown and gotten past the trauma in the last year and a half. I mean, I definitely think I've still got a lot of work to do, but the fact that I can see the positivity in these cards makes me feel a little bit more proud of how far I've come. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end off this vlog here. Tomorrow I think I'm just gonna be doing housework, because I'll be honest, I've neglected the housework this week, and my home really needs a clean. And other than that, and spending time with Avery and my husband, I don't think I'm going to be doing much else, and I don't think that's going to make for very interesting content, so I'll spare you the boredom. Saturday is my birthday. I'm turning 29. I can't believe that this is the last time I'll be able to say I'm turning 20 anything. That's a scary thought. But yeah, I'm turning 29, and we're just going out for a nice lunch with my parents and the kids, so that'll be really lovely. I really hope you've enjoyed the vlog, both part 1 and part 2. I hope you've been able to get some kind of insight into what our day-to-day life is. In my opinion, our life's pretty ordinary. We have a fairly normal life. We just have to tweak and adapt it to suit our children's needs. I know I may look a mess the majority of the time. I know that my house isn't always perfectly clean, and I know the footage isn't always aesthetically pleasing, but I'm human and we're a real family, and I really just want to try and make my videos as authentic as possible, and I really hope that that shows through. If you did enjoy the video, then please give it a thumbs up and hit the notification bell so that you're notified of when I upload. I upload every single Wednesday at 6 PM UK time, and with that said, I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.